and Caitlyn tend to be strong at similar times throughout the history of the meta, and this is a great opportunity for Han Sama to create a lot of pressure. Both these AD carries very self-sufficient, and both supports very capable of roaming. And we know that Mickey X loves to move out of the lane as early as possible. We also get the Gragas as the last pick coming through for Broken Blade here. A bit of an unsurprising blind pick, right? You get that extra magic damage, you have great tools, you have good disengage, and just as we saw from Top Esports earlier, there's a ton of disengage. There's so much burst if anyone tries to jump in, and Bwipo actually going to be bringing in the first Skarner of the Esports World Cup. Yeah, I find the Gragas to be really dangerous when you can set up all these brushes. I also love the headshot synergy by being able to create all of these brushes. Just sad that there's no Rengar for the true Ivern synergistic pick, but that you can't have everything, right? You have everything that you want. It's ultimately not solo queue where you have the Rengar coming through as before. This is another opportunity for him to just pump out the deeps. I mean, Cassiopeia is basically an AD carry that does magic damage, let's be honest. You just press a different button in order to do it. It's okay, Boosty already taking a lot of damage. Yike coming in, and that is going to be first blood already at 3 minutes into the game. Yike going to collect it, and G2 have an opportunity now to go back home. And yes, G2 have picked up first blood, but here could be another opportunity for FlyQuest as Caps trying to get himself out of there. The Q gonna miss there from Inspired, and the burn is gonna come in, and FlyQuest members are actually here. Yeah, there is a sneaky little Mario, and there he comes. Quad diving on out. Caps taking a lot of damage, and there is the Tristana set. Quad gonna be able to lock down that kill there as well. 1-0-1 for the Tristana. As Broken Blade, he was actually trying to go for a counter play off the back end with the teleport, and unfortunately lost his mid laner a little bit too fast. Masu in this mid lane trying to deal with G2, looking to make a cross map. And it might still be possible. The slow not actually going to land on a Mickey X, though, as he finds the Glacial Fissure. And FlyQuest kind of thought they had an opportunity, but Inspired goes down before he can really do anything at all. And now G2 are trying to dive on in. The Impale is decent, but the Body Slam is better. And now the Teleport's coming in once again. Quad finally in the battle as Bwipo diving for cuts them all down, and they don't even need the brand to do the AoE because Quad and Masu are going bananas here in the mid lane. Caps finally respawning though, and can he do enough to try and get this one back as Yike? And that's kind of where I'm expecting FlyQuest to take another opportunity for a fight. Well, Bwipo, he's going to be driving towards Caps here. Does get the Valkyrie out as there's the Solar Flare, stuns up the Corki. There's not a lot of damage, but I guess there is enough as Bwipo locks it down. With vision available, Quad moving on up, and with all of these extra brushes, it is a dangerous time here for G2. They're trying to set themselves up though. They've got their brushes down. As Mickey X moving forward, the Impale is going to pull him out. That is going to be the Dragon picked up by G2, but can they keep themselves alive as the Redemption comes through? But it's a little too late, and they lose their support. Mickey, that we were talking about. One thing that we need to mention is the fact that FlyQuest really had an advantage. Never mind. Masu tries to get out, and he's not going to be able to. The shutdown comes through. Inspired has to flash, and the outer turret is going to be taken. And in an instant, all these fights, getting those 3 kills. When Broken Blade shuts him down, they find a bunch of kills. They find some more going over on top. Speaking of which, finds the double body slam. Quad able to get himself out of there, but the door is in position, and the flank angle from Caps is crazy. Still decent position for Quad, but they find him. Body slam comes through once again, and the shutdown comes in from the mid laner from G2. Bwipo's out of there. There's the double kill for Caps, and all of a sudden, everything's on fire. To be helping out, and at least they do manage to get this outer turret. Okay, Bwipo is taking matters into his own hands, but I don't know whether it's a great idea. Knocked up by the Glacial Fissure and then knocked down by Han Sama. Already routed. Inspired just had to turn around. Now they're looking for Broken Blade. Yeah, that's a party cask there as Broken Blade should be going down here. Quad able to lock that one up and had the explosive charge there. So FlyQuest able to get something back, and that might stop that Red Bull Brown power play or the lack thereof. And they have to protect their base. I don't think they can give away 2 inhibitors in trade for a neutral, Joshi. I just don't think that is the right play. This is definitely the spot where we see FlyQuest. They are trying to get every single one. They do end up getting the red buff, but they're going to be giving a mid lane turret for it. Well, Quad is now back, so maybe FlyQuest are happy to fight as Inspired. Looking to try and set up. Great Cask is going to connect, but Inspired flashes away. True Shot Barrage finds Hans Sama on that backline, but he's very safe. Masu, though, he gets on in there. Hans Sama is in so much trouble, but he survived.
Oh, there it is. It's Whippo that locks it down. And FlyQuest are finding the team fight they've been looking for. Yike now getting chased down by the lawnmower, and we'll have to flash to get on over. He escapes, but could this be FlyQuest now setting up for a Baron themselves? Or do they have to go back and protect their base? Or are they going to try and win the game? There are a lot of different options here.
They're trying to everything. They're looking for Caps on the top side right now. Cap's going to be blowing up. He's going to be away from the base if it's only
so much time, but Quad is at least able to take down the inhibitor in the mid lane, and that Bloodthirster now completed, so can get a bit of that health bar back, but you can see pushing them out, and Mickey X finds the Glacial Fissure, puts up the door as the Impale comes in. Solar Flare is fantastic, and Mickey is just cut down, and now FlyQuest are flashing forward the explosion as Quad is going to be taken down on the back end, but they'll trade that for Caps, and Masu is still up. Hansama is surrounded, finds the net. It was decent, but they didn't kill the Ezreal. A triple kill for the young man from FlyQuest, and they might just walk down the mid lane and win game one.
And Masu, the rookie, like you said, coming up huge. We said that he was going to have trouble trying to navigate his way in this game, and he is doing it magnificently. 7-1-5 coming out for the young rookie, and FlyQuest are going to be getting the first game over G2. This is not the way I think anybody was expecting today to go. We already got 2 games from top Esports, and FlyQuest now in pole position to try and knock EU out of the tournament.
And someone's got to check the time zones or something like that, because Orcs yesterday said that it was no longer going to be the 4th of July, but I'm sensing the freedom as FlyQuest destroy the Nexus here in game one.
You're looking to be very aggressive, and it's going to be on FlyQuest to try and play a triple marksman style composition that is going to be kiting back. They do have a couple of good tools, but instead of going towards that extra marksman, it looks like they are going to instead try and bring out the Maokai. It's champion, I'll be honest, I had kind of forgotten about just because it had moved down so many tiers in terms of how much damage it was doing, but you can still build Leandres, you can still build the Blackfire Torch, you can still do a lot of damage with this, and it creates a very strong backline coming out for FlyQuest. It's not going to be doing the same kind of upfront and just raw damage that we're oftentimes seeing from the Tristana and the Vars, but Corki is not going to be something you can shake and stick at, and Senna will constantly keep your frontline alive.
It's true.
Lucio and Mazu are winning some of the individual fights, but potentially losing the threat.
Perhaps. I'm also very curious about this top lane as well. We've seen both ends of the Udyr versus X spectrum. Udyr needs to be having a whole lot of control of the wave, I feel, and it's only been Keen that's been able to figure that one out. Now Inspired, looking to try and help Whippo get into that position. Has walking behind the turret. There's the flash already. He's taking so much damage, though. That's going to be first blood, and maybe you just take it. Here towards this top lane.
Both junglers also potentially in the area. Inspired does showcase where he is, which means Yike is uncontested.
Feels like FlyQuest are a little bit too far up as they do get into the mist. They avoid the crash down, but that is still so much damage that they're taking. The flash out does come through here from Masu. The snare is decent, and Whippo just grabs himself a shield, and here we find Mickey. I don't know about that one, but he does get the Shattering Strike off. And now Piercing Darkness is coming through, and FlyQuest keep themselves alive, although they don't hold on to the flash from Masu.
And Inspired is here. He was able to get the Krugs, and he's trying to turn this fight around.
Yeah, they're trying to keep him interested. The equalizer is too good, though. And maybe just feeling a little bit like they could bite off more than they could chew here. The level 6 from the Rumble needing to be respected. There's an interesting Valkyrie here from Quad in the middle. Had to invest the flash, but he's happy to be alive.
Honestly, a fantastic equalizer, like you said, just running along his own red carpet, making sure that if FlyQuest want to do any damage to him, they're taking a ton of damage in return. That just means that Whippo Inspired have to walk away from that one, and the teleport comes out from Broken Blade. He's going to get all of this CS as well, and Yike even coming towards the top side, making sure that Whippo is going to have to go and complete that recall. But FlyQuest, at the same time, this gold lead, it stayed about the same spot for a long time. Uh-oh, Quad.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Dawning Shadow comes down as Quad looks to get himself under the turret. He will do so. Inspired, can you get here in time to save your mid laner? The answer is yes, as they go too far, and FlyQuest take 2 under their turret. To trade back here, because if it's back-to-back upset like 2 zeros today.
Oh, Hansama.
I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, depth charge comes down. There's the flash. The hook is perfectly placed. As Quad comes in, that's a lot of DPS available. But Busio, he's just going to die. And Hansama, can he survive here as Quad's dead as well? So that's a 2-for-1 in favor of the young Varus underneath his turret. Hansama just saying thanks, I guess.
Yeah, that was just an overextension classically coming out from FlyQuest. They go underneath the turret. They don't have the means to take anything else. The turret ramps up damage so quickly, and FlyQuest, they're going to be giving over a couple of kills. They're also going to be giving over the Void Grumps. That's the 4th one going through, and now FlyQuest have to be very careful because it looks like it's not done.
Yeah, flash crash down. There's a Magnet Storm as well as Inspired is just going to be put into the blender. Finds himself the twisted advance, and Yike will get taken down here by Masu, who's just underneath his turret, standing his ground. We had to get a bit of damage off towards Caps here, who's looking for that auto. There's the flash hook, gets the flash out of Caps. He did not want to try to risk buffering that one. Yeah, 3 members of FlyQuest here in the mid lane for now. We can see even Whippo just moving back towards the top side. He'll have that teleport at the ready. So now FlyQuest move in, but this is just it. There's no way that they're going to be able to contest that dragon. Mountain Soul this game as well, which is kind of interesting. We're going to have Shelly go for a bit of a ride. Unfortunately, crashes straight into the wall, which is not really what they wanted. Now the Magnet Storm is going to start off this fight for G2. The Dawning Shadow is trying to keep them alive, but Masu is just going to be taken out. Yike will be destroyed as well, though, so a 1-for-1 trade. And now, Puepo, can you keep Inspired alive? The answer is no, and it's a double kill for the Rumble. Down these minion waves, so he's able to defend against Caps decently well, but now Quad moving up towards the top side to try and protect Whippo. Dawning Shadow looking to try and save him as well, but it's not quite going to work out. The Nature's Grasp comes in. Quad is going to be taken out, and there's the Twisted Advance. Inspired, he's able to at least kill one, and now the Root's going to connect onto Mickey. Inspired's dead though, and it's still a 1 fight for G2 as they're also able to take down the turret. A bunch of buttons ready to be pressed as Whippo will find Broken Blade for the minute, and he's not able to quite tank it as well as he used to as the Equalizer comes down, and there goes the Udyr. He secure that very comfortably, but FlyQuest not going to give up without taking something themselves, and the depth charge going to come on through as well as Quad does a whole bunch of work. Now Caps, can he actually help grab this kill is the question. Is Mickey a little bit too far forward? Yike looking for an opportunity, but the Vault Breaker does not work, and he does get snared by Busio on his way past. This Nautilus playing beautifully, but now Masu is off on the wrong side, and Caps will just shoot him where he stands still. They're able to take down Broken Blade, and this fight is all over the place. But that's just to watch the Baron go down as Mickey's going to get hooked. He's a little bit further forward than the rest of his team as Busio, he may have to be the sacrificial Big Daddy, and he will be taken down. Cap's going to grab yet another kill. 4-2 and 5 now on the Tristana, but a Baron surrounding FlyQuest. His pajamas, but they look like running close to me as Bwippo on that inner turret. He might just come on over and look to try and take down Broken Blade. He gets the slap, and there's a Twisted Advance. The Bramble Smash is decent as the Dawning Shadow comes in, but the Piercing Arrow is so strong, and Busio goes for a Buster Shot right, and now Hansama's just free hitting. Busio will be taken down. It's a double kill for the Varus, and it's I throw you catch here in this game.
And now Quad and Masu looking for Broken Blade.
Yeah, Broken Blade completely out of flash, and I think he's really dead. Yep.
Very dead.
By himself, and this Baron is going down extraordinarily low. With Mickey looking for that turn though, Caps is able to even take one down in the 1v. It's a double kill. He kills both of them. Never you mind. And now FlyQuest are being routed on the other side because of course it's a 4 versus 3. Busio now, yes, he's relatively tanky, but I don't think he's going to be able to survive this one. No inner turret to run to, and it's going to take Yike a while, but he'll just punch, and then he'll punch and he'll ask questions later in those Vi quotes and things like that as he misses the Vault Breaker, and things are looking a bit yakety sacks. And he just lets him leave. I mean, that was weird.
That's a little
really
weird.
Wants to get into depth charge range, doesn't have flash, so won't be able to do so. As now it's Bwippo that's in trouble on the bottom side, and the rest of G2, they're just relying on the Caps global taunt, and they'll just win the game. Yes, congratulations. The Tristana is dead. Are you happy to trade her for a Nexus? I don't think they are, as the Magnet Storm comes in, and Mickey, he'll be taken down. It looks like this defense may work out, but it's a Nexus turret that is going to be destroyed here as G2 are potentially even looking for more.
G2, they're lining up for potentially the last fight of the game. It will be a 5-on-5, and here's a teleport from Broken Blade.
Yeah, looking to make his way in. That's going to hold on to that minion there as well as Equalizer comes down as soon as he gets there. But FlyQuest have the help of the turret, and the hook is going to connect as well.
What?
Broken Blade able to go golden to try and keep himself alive, and Caps has already taken down Busio with the explosive charge. They're not allowed outside of their base.
Yeah. I mean, there's nowhere else for G2 to be at this point. Just got to continue pushing them, and Quad.
Oh dear. Quad's going to get jump scared and destroyed.
All right, next challenger.
Yeah, Whippo turns up and he's like, oh, I'm gonna run. And Udir's very good at that. Does have Ghost if he needs it. He does not, but he might use it now to try and join this fight. Masu just gonna be eviscerated. And the wallets are getting real heavy. That is gonna be the shutdown, so at least Hans Hammer is going to fall, but so is the Nexus turret. And Caps, he can decide to end the game if he would like to, but first, he has got some revenge to pick up from after game number 1. G2 now looking to even the scoreline here against FlyQuest in game number 2 and do it with style here a little bit as well, as G2 will take down the second Nexus of the series and bring us all tied up. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take a short break. When we get back, the studio gonna break that one. Speaking of frontline, that is what FlyQuest are looking for now. The Renekton gonna be locked in. That's a little bit more early game brawling power for Whippo towards the top side. His blind pick choice into Broken Blade as well. I feel like it's a bit of a dangerous one because there are a lot of options that you can take into it. That is Dr. Mundo.
Yes, I think that G2 absolutely have the better draft from this position. 1, the Mundo has a pretty decent matchup into the Renekton up in the top lane. 2, even though Mundo does not have the free magic resist built into his kit like he used to, there's not the same kind of just raw DPS coming out from side of FlyQuest that G2 has access to. It means that it's going to be very difficult to take down this Mundo every single time one of these fights is actually going to start. And with the very limited crowd control that FlyQuest has access to, the passive for Broken Blade goes absolutely nuts. It's just going to be a contest here for the Krugs.
Yep. Inspired is going to have a whole bunch of friends, though, as the Wall of Pain not quite doing anything at all. Defile comes in. He has tried to flash away, and then he's just dead. That is first blood going over to the Mundo, and that's what he read on the graphs that he was throwing around. He was like, I just have to weather the storm. Relentlessly shove these waves in. 2v2. Yeah, Arrow coming out of base here. And this is so dangerous. Arrow is going to connect. He kind of eats it with the slice there, which was pretty cool, but there is the kill going over to Broken Blade. Flash out from Busio, and the Requiem not really doing too much of anything at all. Wind becomes lightning. Busio gets under the turret, but they're looking to try and dive him anyway. Winter's Fight comes through, and that is the trade kill. Looking pretty fantastic there. Busio making the best out of a bad situation.
Really good stuff from Busio to turn that around, make sure to get a passive first, and Inspired will at least pick up something for the troubles.
It's picked up from the magic damage dealers on FlyQuest, I think, if they want to have any chance of doing any damage whatsoever. Some bouncing bombs coming in here as Busio looks to try and get the stun down. Hans Hammer looking to turn it as best he can. There's a Mega Inferno Bomb, and the bouncing bomb going to be picked up, and Hans Hammer is lying on the ground.
Top lane, very difficult for the Renekton to play, because normally you're like, well, I'm going to trade my cooldowns for your HP bar, and Broken Blade is like, great, your Slice and Dice is on a longer cooldown than my Warmogs.
Hans Hammer in a little bit of a rough position here. Masu not finding all of the bombs, but it doesn't matter because Inspired has this thing that goes around him that just does damage.
Yeah, so you're not going to be able to find anything there. We do have another Dragon, and the Rift Belt spawning in about 40 seconds, and Mickey X does not have a lot of HP to play with.
Yeah, and now Busio might be in the wrong spot. Still a lot of damage, and he does get one back. Make that 2! That's a Phosphorus Bomb just before Caps dives in. Still he's able to get the Leona, but that's a great trade for FlyQuest.
Really good stuff. That's also perfect opportunity to use a Satchel Charge aggressively. There's no threat to you whatsoever, and now FlyQuest find themselves a couple of kills.
Fade phase is just rude. And now Broken Blade could be in trouble. Let's see whether the Soul Flare is going to do enough. They have a fair bit of CC up here towards this top side, but they're going to need all of it. Wow. There he goes. Whippo able to get his revenge. The arrow not quite positioned in the right spot. But Caps still able to grab that first turret of the game.
They've got a lot of vision control, and FlyQuest, Whippo does have the flash, but Caps wisely not going to be tempting fate in this one, but he doesn't see.
Yep, there's the Dominus, and he gets back around. That actually looked really cute there, Bwipo, and he's a happy man, a bit of a giggle. The classic rock side to side from Bwipo there as he pushes this minion wave towards the turret, and he'll go back home. Bwipo once again. Let's see whether he can actually finish the job. The answer is probably not, and then Broken Blade spends some time standing still, and then gets all of his health bar back, and then Bwipo has to do it again, unless...
Yike.
Yeah, Yike is going to come in and ruin his day. Bwipo does press the R button. Let's see what he can get done here. Yike is just dead. He is eaten by a crocodile, and now Broken Blade is also struggling. Has to flash away, and Hansama sinks his arrows in and is able to take him down. Now Quad taking matters into his own hands as well, and I don't know whether that was necessarily the right move as the Mega
Masu already got 2 items completed. Inspired has 2 items completed. We see Quad on to 2, and here's another member.
This is going to be very difficult for him to get out of, as he does have a door, but they were already in the house, unfortunately.
Wave. Yeah, he has to move soon.
He's an assassin as well. As now Inspired, can you actually win the 50-50 on this one? Yike looking to try and lock that one down. There it is for FlyQuest, and now Bwipo's found the backline. Caps possibly in trouble. The slices, the dices. It doesn't work because he's so squishy. Flash out from the Mega Inferno Bomb, and these health bars are so low. Where is the Requiem? There it is. Is it going to get the kills? There goes Yike. So he's able to take down one, but can they get the rest of these low health bars? That's the question. Quad, now's your time. You can flash in and grab them this time. As Broken Blade, he's got a big old health bar, is now out of flash as the teleport is coming in, and Caps, he has a full health bar and he just wants to play Mario on FlyQuest. Masu, he's going to be the first one to go down, and now Quad just dives on top of the Braum. Okay, that's an interesting maneuver. Broken Blade will come in and just hits him with his briefcase. And G2, I think, in the end, come out on top, but I'm not entirely sure. G2 and FlyQuest now finding themselves closed in upon the... Karthus is nowhere near. Boostio realizing that he's not getting out, as there's the Requiem to try and start this one off. Oh my goodness, Yike just explodes. And now Mickey, he's down to about 20% as well. Hansama's very, very low. Quad has been taken out though, and Bwipo is not quite as tanky as other Renekton's, as we mentioned earlier. And Mega what? And now Inspired is going to take the Raptors. And FlyQuest, unfortunately, they lose out on the Baron. They lose out on Quad and Masu. And Bwipo, unfortunately, popped like a balloon as well. And they're kind of falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, that ill-fated contest might be the last real opportunity that FlyQuest had to try and turn around this game. But like you said...
6-2-6. He is extraordinarily big. Bwipo going to be snagged by a volley. Mickey looks for the Glacial Fissure, gets on top of him, and the Crocodile is just going to be cut down.
That's the downside of playing this very aggressive style of Renekton. You do not have the HP to really do anything. You just get tagged once and you die. And now Broken Blade is saying, anyone around here whatsoever? They only have 1 place left to be on the map. They still have 40 seconds left of the Baron buff, and this should be all 3 inhibitors from FlyQuest falling. They have a lot of scaling, they have a lot of damage, but they don't have the tools necessary to try and do anything here, as Mickey just flashes over the wall.
Yeah, just flashing over the wall.
Recreationally.
Having a good time. He will get back towards the rest of his teammates. But like you say, this is just going to be the last inhibitor. There is a conga line of buffed up super minions making their way towards the nexus of FlyQuest. And even though game number 1 went so incredibly well, the fairy tale seems to be over for the North American squad, as G2 will take down the nexus and keep their dreams and their key alive here at EWC. And FlyQuest, unfortunately, gonna have to go home. It does mean we have regional representation from everyone moving towards the semi-finals. And a huge congratulations here for G2.